Hey, and welcome to the YouTube channel. If you're new here, please remember to like and subscribe. With that, let's jump straight into this video. Hey, I hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas and some time off. It feels a bit strange saying it, but Happy New Year. Although today is the 28th of January, obviously I've not been on for quite a while, so I do apologise. But yeah, I hope everyone had some time off and enjoyed it with their family. For us, the weather's been pretty bad. We've had quite a few, really cold extreme nights, and we've had a couple of days where the heater in the van just couldn't cope with the temperatures. So we did have a couple of days where we had, frozen pipes and so on. So yeah, January has been a bit of a tricky start, but nonetheless, it has been a really, really good month. So I hope everyone has managed to do what they needed to do throughout January. So in this one, I just want to keep it really brief and short. It's more of a reintroduction to the channel. So we've got lots of things coming up throughout 2023 that we're going to document. 2022 was a really good year. There was a lot of things that happened. There was a lot of things that went right. There was a few things that went wrong, and there was a couple of challenges that we had. First few months of 2022, I was on my own, solo window cleaner, doing it on my own. And someone reached out to me and said, look, I used to be a window cleaner. Is there any opportunities? Now, this particular person I've known for about 10 years. We met in the motor trade together. We worked together. I knew he was a good guy. He was local. Rather than having competition, we had a chat. We decided that we would kind of merge and join forces, which, if I'm honest, was probably the best thing that could have ever happened, because I guarantee both of us wouldn't be where we are today without each other. We have similar mindsets, similar skill sets, and the same sort of drive and motivation to keep pushing forward, which is a really big thing. And if you're a solo window cleaner, a sole trader, and you're on your own, on a cold morning, it can be easy to say, I'm just going to stay in bed and start a little bit later or finish a little bit earlier. Whereas when you've got someone else there pushing you forward, motivating you to keep moving forward, it definitely helps take you to the next level. So Josh and myself, we merged the businesses. Josh had started a business on the side whilst working in a full-time job, and he was doing 1 day a week. He'd built it up to the point where every week on his day off, he had enough clients to fulfill the day that he was off cleaning windows. So he couldn't take any more work on. So I think it was June 2022. We sat down, we planned everything out. We said where we were both at in our businesses and what we wanted to achieve. And we agreed just to go with it. So the initial plan was for Josh to basically deal with all of the lead gen. So he would deal with all the inquiries. He would go after the customers. He would speak to the customers. He would quote the customers, because all of those things he can do remotely. He would then book in the work. I would go carry out the work, and then obviously we'd get paid. End of July, we was in a position where Josh could leave his job, join the business full time. So that's what happened. We then went really big into customer acquisition, and we focused solely on building up our regular window cleaning business. What we wanted to do was be in a position where we came into October, November, December, where we had enough customers that if we had a few drop, it wouldn't be an issue, and we could still both earn a decent amount of money. So in the August, we had a canvasser. So we had Luke from Kingdom Canvassing come out, and they picked us up an additional, I think it was about £1,300 worth of work every 6 weeks in our local area, very compact. And that was a very good experience. But again, like I said, we'll do a separate video on each of these different areas. So we had that. We were going really well. We also managed to pick up a small commercial cleaning contract where we were doing 9 hours a week. So they were being done at like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. So it was basically done before our working day. And then gradually, as that's gone along, we've employed people to take over the cleaning. And now Josh and myself, we only, jump in if someone's on holiday, or if they're off sick, or if they need extra hours, we then jump in to help out. So again, that's another story of something that happened in 2022. Fast forward to October, we saw a round for sale. Now, the round was in Wendover. I think it was about 200 or 220 customers, a mix of residential and commercial. And we spoke to the guy and he wanted a ridiculous amount of money. And when I say ridiculous, he wanted something silly like 30 grand, which was, I think it was like 6 times the price. And we was never in a position to do that. But we spoke to the guy, had a conversation with him, found out obviously that's what he wanted, just set him straight and said, look, we're the wrong people to do that. We're not sure if you're going to be able to sell it, but, you know, all the best kind of thing. Anyway, a few weeks later, the guy contacted us again and said, look, are you serious about buying it? And we were like, yeah, we were, but obviously we can't afford that. That's not realistic for us to be able to pull that money together. Not most definitely in one lump sum quite quickly. That's just not going to happen. We've just paid for a canvasser. So yeah, we had a conversation with the guy. We agreed verbally to buy it, subject to meeting him and subject to seeing all the data. And it was, the price we paid was 4 times. So we agreed a good deal in that comparison. The good thing with this, the commercial mix of it, a lot of it is shops. So they're all done kind of either weekly, 2 weekly or monthly. Whereas, you know, residential customers at 6 or 8 weeks, it was going to take us a bit, you know, we'd start seeing some of that cash flow a lot quicker. So we were happy with 4 times. So yeah, so we bought a round. That round is still going really strong. Have no regrets over that. We've then upsold those customers additional services, you know, fascias, soffits, gutter clearing, internal windows as well. And we've got a couple of those booked in for this year, for the spring, for pressure washing as well. So most definitely it worked out for us. I'm not saying it works every time, but for us so far it has worked, and we've probably been really lucky with that. December, so basically Josh had a van. It was an old combo van, and in the February, March, 2023, we knew it was going to probably need some money spending on it. It wasn't branded, so we saw a van. It was at a garage that we actually both worked at and where we met. So we spoke to them. We got a really good deal. So we decided to buy a second van, and then we got it sign written in the December as well. So now we've got 2 fully operational vans. The van that I'm in, we've got a new system compared to one of the previous videos. So we've got now a 650 litre tank with a twin stack hose reel, which we actually bought. Yeah, so that's another thing that we did. We invested in a tank and a system last year with 0DS. So again, there's another video that we can pull together, just going through what we've got, how it worked. By the way, like, I'd fully recommend Kingdom Canvassing. I'd fully recommend 0DS as well. Like, both of those guys are great at what they do. So yeah, so we've got this van that's fully operational. Then the second van that we've just purchased in December was a Peugeot partner. So originally we put our single system in it. So the 400 litre upright tank with a single hose reel. But recently we've added the second hose reel and we're running it off one pump. Now, I know that that's not a long-term solution. We're going to look at upgrading that system probably March, April time. But for now, it's sufficed and it's working really well, either as a single or a 2-man system. So yeah, so that's, yeah. So when you think about it, we actually have achieved quite a lot in, 6 months or so from June to the end of the year. We have done a lot, and it's just, honestly, I can't even explain. It has just literally flown by. So listen, I'm going to stop it there because I think I've said enough and I've rambled enough, but this is just a reintroduction and a broad overview of what happened in 2022. So thank you for taking the time to watch this. If you've got any questions, please drop them in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thank you so much.